Alam mo kapatid, kasi yung mga nag-drawing, ignorante sa Biblia. Sabi kasi sa Biblia, sa 11.4 ng unang Korinto, pag aalis mo ng puri sa ulo mo, pagka nanalangin ka o nang hula ka na may takip ang ulo mo, ikaw na lalaki. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Sa 14 hanggang 15. Kung ang babae mahaba ang buhok, kapurihan niya. Pag ang lalaki mahaba ang buhok, mahalay sa kanya. Kasi yung buhok, parang lambong yun eh. Pag lalaki ka, lalambungan mo yung ulo mo, parang itinatago mo si Kristo. Kasi ang representasyon ng ulo ng lalaki si Kristo. Si Kristo ang larawan at kaluwalhatian ng Diyos. Yun ang representasyon ng ulo ng lalaki, kaya hindi mo dapat takpan yun. Kasi symbolism ni Kristo yung ulo ng lalaki. Kaya ang tanong mo, ano ang tunay na image ni Kristo? Kasi nakikita mo sa ibang relihiyon, si Kristo mahaba ang buhok. Mali yun. Yun ay bunga ng katangahan ng mga pintor. Hinabaan ang buhok ni Kristo. Tingnan mo ito, puro mahaba ang buhok. Pati nga yung mukhang Arabiano, mahaba pa rin ang buhok eh. Pati yung Aprikano na hindi masyadong mahaba ang buhok eh. Kristong Aprikano, hinabaan din nila ang buhok eh. Karamihan dyan mahaba ang buhok. Mali yan kasi kapatid. Sabi kasi ni Kristo, pag ang lalaki mahaba ang buhok, mahalay sa kanya. Basahin natin ng Roma 2:21. Ikaw nagtuturo sa iba, di mo tinuturuan sarili mo. Hindi totoong mahaba ang buhok ni Kristo. Walang nakasulat sa Bibliang mahaba ang kanyang buhok. Basahin natin sa 1 Pedro, Kapitulo 2, versikulo 21, sislo. Si Kristo halimbawa Paano yung siya nagsabi na mahalay sa lalaki mahaba buhok, tapos siya unang-unang mahaba ang buhok?
Surely Soriano is really a Lucifer instrument, for he is fond of preaching with malice. He always manipulates his teaching to be confirming in his own desire, or be confirming in his mere opinions. First of all, it is stupidity to think that Jesus has no picture, or any drawing of his face. If those prominent people at that time heaping pictures, is that Jesus not as important to his followers or worshippers of not drawing his face as of always commemorating or remembering him? But the fact, it is in the history that St. Luke draw the face of Jesus and Mary. Lucifer's or sect's followers doesn't want to believe the history concerning Jesus and Mary, but love to believe the story of those who were an enemy of the RCC, the true existing Church of God. They don't even know them. Soriano says those who draw are innocent about the Bible, so as he means Luke is innocent about the scripture, so as he don't want to believe the testimony of Luke in Luke 1, or the writings of Luke. Soriano read the 1 Corinthians 11 verse 4. It arrives that Soriano was against or hitting the Pope, the bishop, the priests, or imam. The fact, that meant the earliest time, or in time of Jesus, almost all, covering their head, either when praying or preaching or not. So meaning Paul is referring to, as like the headscarf. Then Soriano read the 1 Corinthians 11 verses 14 to 15, so as to confirm a statement, so as Soriano means, it's not true that Jesus is having a long hair, as he believes again the opinions of the scientists. So for the second time Soriano jumped again the Bible just because of the scientists. Numerous people just misunderstood the writings of Paul, as Peter already gave warning about the writings of Paul. It's not true that Jesus not having a long hair. If you read the Songs of Solomon, it states there that Jesus is having a long hair. So meaning Paul means, it is bad for a man to have a hair looks like as being dressed like the women hair, like as the homosexuals are doing. See, Soriano was talking about physical things, and says, Jesus is the image of God, so as he mean that has an hair. Soriano really fond of always talking for what he wants to talk. Some painters draws pictures by their own decision so to be sold, meaning those pictures being shown in the video, it is either own opinions of the painters or of unknowledgeable preachers. But it is not in the RCC doctrines. It is of the fact many priests decide wrongfully by their own. Soriano was a great liar. He teaches that not all writings in the Bible is specifically the words of God and or Jesus, but he says, these Paul teachings are what Jesus had said, as was clearly stated that Paul says it as a very nature of things, teach you, so it is not a teachings of Jesus, but as if Paul patronized it, so, as it is his preaching, that he applied to also. Jesus did not said, if a man having a long hair is mahalay has many different meanings, or disgrace to him, a man. Paul clearly says in 2 Corinthians 11 verse 14, as by very nature. But it is not true. The fact in Old Testament it is prohibited to cut the hair. It is only commanded to someone to cut the hair if he is unclean. It's only in time, years after Jesus ascended to heaven, the cutting of hair started, as was mentioned in the book of Isaiah chapter 7. And years after that the Israel again will be blessed. That Isaiah chapter 7 is in time when nations start conquering the lands of the 12 tribes of Israel. Soriano doesn't understand what he is writing, so as a result he always gives examples which are irrelevant.